I'm here in the bunker here in the practice area in Naas, and I'm going to show you the technique on how to play a high, soft landing bunker shot to the first closest 2 pins. But then we need to change it up a little bit for the furthest pin, one of the toughest shots in golf, that distance bunker shot with a wedge. A few subtle changes we can make to the setup to help make that shot as easy as possible and repeatable. Bunker play. The most important part about bunker play is the setup. You can see on the ground here I've drawn several lines to help me get that perfect setup each time. This one here where my ball is sitting on is my target line, going straight back here, and here is my stance line, which is running parallel to the target line. In the past, you may have been told to open up your stance and point it way left and get a swing that swings down that line, and it's not very controllable. What we see with really good bunkers players is that they stand quite square to the target, like I'm doing here. This line here, very important also, is for my sternum. I want to lean into it. You'll notice the ball position is slightly left on the stance, but my sternum or zip on my jacket is directly across from the golf ball. And this line here is to remind me to get that left foot turned out, and that helps keep pressure in that left leg. So like all these short game shots, we're keeping pressure on the left-hand side. The last thing you might notice is the distance from the golf ball. For a chip shot, I would stand a hell of a lot closer, but for this bunker shot, I'm quite far away and low down. So notice the pitch of the shaft is lower. That's going to help me do something into the backswing. Adds a little bit of loft. So by keeping that weight on the left, using these lines, getting you set up, is going to promote consistency, repeatability, and control the spin on the ball much better this way. Now that we know the correct setup and address position for the bunker shot, we need to treat that almost like a checklist. When we're in position, it's done. We only need one new key thought for these shots, and that's to use our hands properly. So it's very, very important that we hinge our hands correctly right away to start the backswing. So when we're here, nice and square to the target, club face slightly open, the first feeling I want to get is those hands pointing upwards. Thumbs pointing to the sky. This creates a lot of speed, which is required for the bunker shot. Because there's going to be a small layer of sand in between the club face and ball, it's going to take a lot of speed and distance off the shot. So this speed is required to get that ball onto the green nice and high. Straight away, hinge the club, keeping that pressure on the left-hand side. Let's give it a go. The distance bunker shot. Not the easiest shot to play, but we can make it easier by choosing the correct club. So I have my 50 degree here and my 60 degree. My 60 degree, I'd have to make too big of a swing. Plus the bounce is a little bit too low on it. The 50 degree has an 8 degree bounce, a little bit more. Now, if you want another video talking about bounce, comment below and we can do that for you, no problem. But for this shot here, it's about 30 yards. Not much of a lip. So after assessing the lie, it's pretty good, but there's not much of a lip to go over here. So I want to get this ball flying out kind of low. So with the 50, I'm going to do the exact same setup as I have before. Weight is going to stay on the left-hand side. My sternum is here in line with the golf ball, but I'm not going to open that club face up. In fact, I'm going to close it down a little bit. Going to make a similar swing. It doesn't have to be as hard because of that less loft on the club. So we're kind of turning into maybe a 45 degree loft. Going to lean into it. Just need to pop that ball over the lip a couple of feet and let this run out maybe 70% of the time on the ground, 30% in the air. Let me show you. So a lot of run on that shot there. Not trying to flight it all the way to the hole. That is your percentage shot. That's the shot that's going to lower your scores for the distance bunker shot.